Almost 90% of car owners spend hundreds of dollars at the mechanic every single year on problems they could have fixed themselves in under 5 minutes. For free. No tools, no training, just a few simple reset tricks that most people have never heard of. And mechanics? They're definitely not going to tell you these. One of the tricks on this list can save you from a $1,200 diagnostic bill that turns out to be nothing more than a software glitch your car can clear on its own. So stay with me, because here are 10 proven reset tricks that fix 99% of car problems for free. Let's begin now with trick number 10. Trick number 10, the battery disconnect reset. Here's the deal. Your car's computer, officially called the ECU or engine control unit, stores error codes, sensor readings, and system settings in its memory. Over time, some of those stored values go stale or get corrupted, and your car starts acting weird. The engine idles rough, the transmission shifts late, the check engine light comes on for no obvious reason. Most people immediately book an appointment at the shop. But here's what they don't tell you. Disconnecting your battery for about 15 minutes completely wipes that stored memory and forces the ECU to relearn everything from scratch. To do it, turn off your car and pop the hood. Use a 10mm wrench, the most common size, to loosen the nut on the negative terminal, which is the black cable marked with a minus sign. Pull it off, wait a full 15 minutes, then reconnect it. Start the car and let it idle for about 5 minutes without touching the gas. Your ECU is now recalibrating. Many owners report their rough, idle, sluggish throttle response and even minor transmission hesitation disappear completely after this one reset. Here's the kicker. This trick also clears check engine codes. Now, if the underlying problem is serious, the light will come back on within a day or two of driving. But if it was just a glitch, a sensor hiccup, a momentary misfire, it's gone for good. A diagnostic scan at the shop costs anywhere from $80 to $150. This costs you nothing but 15 minutes. But wait, if that reset just blew your mind, this next trick could save you even more. Trick number 9, the throttle body reset. You've probably noticed your car feels sluggish when you first press the gas, especially at low speeds or in stop-and-go traffic. Your foot is on the pedal, but the car just doesn't respond the way it used to. The culprit on most modern vehicles is a dirty or miscalibrated throttle body. The throttle body controls how much air enters your engine, and its position sensor communicates with your ECU constantly. When that calibration drifts, your acceleration feels dead. Here's how to reset it on most cars made after 2005. With the engine fully warmed up, turn everything off. AC, radio, lights. Put the car in park or neutral. Turn the ignition to the on position without starting the engine. Wait 3 seconds, then fully press the gas pedal to the floor and hold it for 5 seconds. Release it slowly, then turn the ignition off. Wait 10 seconds. Now start the car normally. On many Toyota, Honda, and Nissan vehicles, this simple sequence forces the throttle position sensor to recalibrate to factory specs. Here's the kicker. This fix costs exactly $0, and it takes under 2 minutes. A throttle body cleaning and recalibration at a shop typically runs between $150 and $300. Dealers will often combine it with other services to pad the bill even more. You just skipped all of that. You'd be very much surprised by this next trick. Trick number 8, the power window reset. If your power window is moving slower than it used to, stopping randomly, or refusing to go up all the way without you holding the button the entire time, your window regulator's auto-up, auto-down memory has been lost. This usually happens after a battery replacement or disconnect. The motor doesn't know where fully open or fully closed is anymore, so it just stops wherever it feels like it. The reset on most vehicles is dead simple. Roll the window all the way down and hold the button for 3 full seconds after it hits the bottom. Then roll it all the way up and hold the button for 3 full seconds after it closes completely. That's it. You just told the window motor exactly where its limits are. On BMW, Mercedes, and many Volkswagen models, you may need to do this on each window individually after any battery work. Here's the kicker. Skipping this reset leads people to assume the window motor is failing. A replacement motor plus labor costs between $200 to $400. The fix? 6 seconds of holding a button. Trust me, this next one will shock you. Trick number 7, the sunroof reset. Sunroofs are one of the most complained about features in used cars. They get stuck halfway, they won't tilt, they make grinding noises. And 9 times out of 10, the motor itself is perfectly fine. The position memory just got wiped. Same reason as the power window. Battery disconnect, a voltage spike, or even a software update can clear the sunroof's stored travel limits. On most cars with a panoramic or standard sunroof, the reset works like this. Turn the ignition on without starting the engine. Push the sunroof tilt button upward and hold it for at least 10 seconds. The sunroof will move on its own. It's cycling through its full range to relearn its boundaries. Keep holding the button until the movement stops completely. Then release. On some vehicles, you'll need to do both the tilt and slide functions separately. Check your owner's manual for the exact sequence for your make, but the principle is identical across Honda, Toyota, Hyundai, and most German brands. Here's the kicker: sunroof motor replacement at a dealership can cost between $400 and $800 just in parts. This reset costs you nothing and takes about 30 seconds. Wait until you hear about this next hidden gem. Trick number 6, the TPMS Reset. Your tire pressure monitoring system light comes on. You fill all 4 tires to the correct PSI, usually around 32 to 35 PSI for most passenger cars, and the light stays on anyway. So you assume something is broken, maybe a sensor, maybe a valve stem. You take it to the shop and they charge you $60 or $100 just to tell you it needed a manual reset. Here's how to do that yourself. On most vehicles built after 2008, there's a physical TPMS reset button, usually located under the steering column or inside the glove box. With the car on and all tires properly inflated, press and hold that button until the TPMS light blinks 3 times. Release it and drive for about 10 minutes at over 25 miles per hour. The sensors will recommunicate with the system and the light will go out on its own. On vehicles without a physical button, like many newer Fords and GMs, you can trigger the reset sequence through the infotainment menu under Settings, and then Vehicle or Safety. Here's the kicker: the EPA has found that properly inflated tires can improve your fuel economy by up to 3/2. That's real money back in your pocket every single tank. If you've made it this far, we'd really appreciate you hitting the like button. It helps us keep making these car tips videos for you. Trick number 5, the idle relearn procedure. After a battery reset or any engine work, your car's idle speed can go completely haywire. The engine races to 2000 RPM when sitting still, or it drops so low it nearly stalls at red lights. Your first instinct might be a vacuum leak or a bad sensor, and those things can cost $300 to $600 to diagnose and fix. But on most vehicles, the issue is simply that the ECU lost its learned idle parameters and needs to relearn them. Here's what you do. Start the car cold, meaning it has been sitting for at least an hour, and let it idle completely on its own for 10 full minutes. Don't touch the gas pedal. Don't turn on the AC. Don't turn on the headlights. Just let it sit and run. During this time, the ECU is actively sampling the air-fuel mixture, throttle position, and engine temperature, and writing new baseline values into memory. After 10 minutes, turn the car off, wait 30 seconds, then start it again normally. Here's the kicker. On vehicles with drive-by-wire throttle systems, which is basically every car made after 2003, the idle control is entirely electronic. That means this software-level relearn is often all you need, no wrenches required. Now for a trick that most people have never even thought to try. Trick number 4, the fuel trim reset. Here's something your mechanic definitely knows but won't volunteer. Your ECU continuously adjusts the fuel-to-air mixture based on what the oxygen sensors are reading. These adjustments are called fuel trims, and they get stored in long-term memory. If you've recently switched fuel brands, cleaned your intake, or replaced a sensor, those stored fuel trim values are now outdated. The engine runs rich or lean based on old data, and you get worse mileage, rougher performance, and sometimes a check engine light. The fix is the same battery disconnect reset from trick number 10, but this time you follow it with a specific drive cycle. After reconnecting the battery, drive at a steady 55 miles per hour for 5 minutes, then slow down to 25 miles per hour for 2 minutes without braking hard, then accelerate back up smoothly. Repeat this 2 or 3 times. According to many OBD2 diagnostic guides, this cycle hits every major sensor readiness test and allows the ECU to build fresh, accurate, long-term fuel trim values from real driving data. Here's the kicker: a fuel system diagnostic at a shop, where they plug in a scanner and tell you your fuel trims are off, costs between $80 and $130. You just diagnosed and reset it with a 15-minute drive. Trust me, you'll want to hear this next one. Trick number 3, the steering angle sensor reset. Have you ever had a situation where your stability control light or your traction control light comes on even though nothing seems wrong with your tires or brakes? Or maybe your car's steering feels slightly off-center after a tire rotation or alignment. The most likely cause is a steering angle sensor that needs to be recalibrated. This sensor tells your car's stability system where straight ahead is, and it drifts out of calibration surprisingly often. On most modern vehicles, the reset is done with a simple steering maneuver. Start the car and let it sit for 30 seconds. Then turn the steering wheel all the way to the left until it stops, hold it for 2 seconds, then turn it all the way to the right until it stops and hold for 2 seconds. Return to center and hold for 2 seconds. The system recalibrates using those 3 reference points. Some manufacturers, including Honda and Toyota, actually walk you through this exact process in the owner's manual under traction control or VSA reset. Here's the kicker: if you skip this after a wheel alignment or tire swap, the stability control system can actually apply the brakes on the wrong wheel during a turn because it thinks you're overcorrecting. That's not just annoying, it can be genuinely dangerous. This 2-minute reset fixes that completely. You'd be very much surprised by this next one. Trick number 2, the transmission Relearn Reset. Automatic transmissions are some of the most misunderstood parts of any car. When people complain about hard shifts, late shifts, or the car hunting between gears on the highway, the first thing shops suggest is a transmission service, flush, filter and all. That runs between $200 and $350. But here's what they don't tell you. On most cars with an electronically controlled automatic transmission, the shift points are learned and stored by the TCM, the transmission control module, and they can drift badly over time, especially after a battery reset. The fix is a transmission relearn drive. With the transmission at normal operating temperature, find a flat stretch of road. Accelerate gently from a stop up through all gears, letting the transmission shift on its own without touching the gas aggressively. Do this 3 to 5 times in a row. The TCM is recording the shift timing, engine load, and speed at each gear change and writing new learned values. Many Toyota Corolla and Honda Civic owners have reported that sluggish or erratic automatic transmission behavior disappeared completely after this simple procedure. Here's the kicker: a transmission fluid flush won't fix a calibration problem. You can spend $300 on a service and still have the same rough shifts because the root cause was software, not hardware. And now, the number 1 reset trick, the one that surprises people the most. Trick number 1, the full ECU drive cycle reset. Every time your check engine light comes on and you clear it with a reset, whether that's a code reader or a battery disconnect, your car's onboard diagnostics go into what's called an incomplete state. There are typically 8 readiness monitors the car needs to complete before it will fully confirm the engine is healthy: the oxygen sensor test, the catalyst test, the evap system test, and several others. Until all of them run and pass, your check engine light can come back on for things that aren't actually problems anymore, or you can fail an emissions test even though the car runs perfectly. The full EPA-defined OBD2 drive cycle resets all 8 monitors in one go. Here's how it works. Start the car cold. Again, at least 1 hour of sitting. Let it idle for 2 to 3 minutes. Drive gently at 25 miles per hour for about 5 minutes without hard stops. Then accelerate smoothly to highway speed and hold 55 to 60 miles per hour for 5 minutes. Slow down, stop at a light, and let the car idle for 1 minute. Then do it all again. The whole cycle takes about 20 minutes of real driving. After that, every monitor will show ready, and your car's system will have a complete, accurate picture of its own health. Here's the kicker: if you take your car for an emissions test right after a battery reset, without completing this drive cycle, you will fail automatically. Not because your car pollutes, but because the monitors show incomplete. The testing station sees that as a non-passing result. This 20-minute drive can be the difference between passing and paying $85 to retest. So there you go. 10 proven reset tricks that can fix 99% of the most common car problems without spending a dime at the shop. From the battery disconnect all the way up to the full OBD2 drive cycle, every single one of these works on real cars that real people drive every day. Now here's my question for you. Which of these 10 tricks did you already know? Drop the number in the comments below. I'm genuinely curious how many people already knew about trick number 1. And if this video saved you even one trip to the mechanic, hit subscribe. We put out car tips like this every week, so you never have to overpay for something you could handle yourself.